It doesn't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to make you hate it. The suffering. Bodybuilding doesn't have to be about that. It doesn't have to be miserable. And if you feel that way, it's not for you. Because honestly, you shouldn't hate it. You should be living and embracing it and pushing into that and leaning into it and seeing how good you can make yourself. Really, truly pride myself not only on pushing my body to its limit. I think I've shown you guys over the past few years that to do that, you have to grow in all ways, shapes, and forms. And when you do, you have some success that goes with it. Truly, just find what you love and chase it. My Martian. Jakey and I are headed to the grocery store. I need some coffee. I don't know how many days out we are, but it is Wednesday. It's the last training day. I have therapy this morning. It's a very busy day. We have lots for you guys, so it'll be an awesome and fun day. First things first, we need coffee. So that's where we're headed, and I'll talk to you guys at the grocery store. Fucking nuts. I sent that to Brett, and he was like, this is easily the best you've ever been, and you guys haven't even started eating or doing anything. And I was like, hands down, like it's not even close. I've never seen myself like this, bro. My legs are the most insane they've ever been. I can't wait to put them on stage. People are gonna, like Boss said, they're gonna. We had a tractor outside our window, so we're in a little bit rural city outside of Vienna where the apartments were a little cheaper but very, very nice. So you guys will get to see it's beautiful Airbnb. We have an awesome setup, but just outside of it, people are mowing their yard already this morning. So it's a very active city, busy. People are up and going. It's not even 8 a.m. yet. Pretty cool to see. And then, like I said, we went to the grocery store. That was pretty lively too. A lot of people there. And everybody's out and about walking. It looked like the kids were walking to school and stuff. City's hustling and bustling. And I guess when it's time to wake up here, it's time to wake up here. So similar to the Olympia, if you guys watched that prep, we're starting the Carb-Up today. So we do a slight depletion this morning where we do just pretty much protein veg. I'm gonna deplete myself all the way down. And then we'll start feeding me after the workout. So I have 300 grams of rice dry that's cooked here. And then I have my rice milk, cream of rice, and meals weighed out, the Elevate apple pie right now. Then I also have my chicken. We will just kind of go as planned. So I have my meal plan. We're about to head and see Boss. I've had meal number 1. That was 50 grams of isolate. It was 65 carbs from cream of rice, 10 grams of nut butter, and 100 grams of blueberries, the best freaking blueberries on the planet. We are here in Austria, in Vienna, just outside of Vienna in a rural area. We went to the grocery store this morning, got some fruit. Like I said, blueberries are out of this world here. So those are the best. They'll probably be the fruit that I try to use all the way through. Like I said, everything's ready here. We're gonna head down and get some massage therapy and also get to meet up with Boss now and get a look in person, and then we'll go from there on what's gonna happen today and kind of whole gist of things. Honestly, with depleting still, my brain is not working, so words are hard. But we will see you when we go see Boss. Operation Invasion, day number 2, Prague Pro. Let's get after and take some names, guys. I told you we got a big day planned, and that's exactly what we got planned for you. We got carbon up today. We got depletion workout before that. We're gonna go see Boss and get tissue work first things first, and just make sure that our body's in prime, optimal shape, and make sure that posing is perfect. So you guys know from Olympia prep, and what I told you I was gonna do after the show to improve here for Prague was largely due to mobility. So it's been a big focus the last few weeks, and then the last few days has been tissue work every single day to hammer that in. We're not going too deep. We're not beating the shit out of my body because we don't want too much inflammation, but we're doing the work necessary to get me open to be the best I can, not only physique wise, not only conditioning wise, but also posing wise. So crossing every T, dotting every I, and then just exploring the city and spending time with my people today. So we're last day in Vienna, last day to enjoy the city, last day to get some trinkets and some fun stuff and some touristy things, if you will. And then we're gonna make sure we fill this physique out and start to look nasty. We are at the Body Consultants. So this is Boss's therapy center. Him and one of his business partners own essentially a chiropractic tissue therapy place. Geez, my words are not working. Like I told you, I don't have any food, so the brain is still gotten tissue work actually the past couple days and slowly just fixed some issues in my posing, things that we've addressed multiple times on here, but just to kind of reiterate, Really working on my T-spine mobility, making sure that I can get my sternum lifted up while actually contracting my lats down. So that's going to make my back look wider, as well as let me open my front lat spread and back lat spread up more. Really the most important thing right now is improved posing. So we improved conditioning. That's something we've already done, and that part's taken care of. And now it's just those finer knobs again, like we said. So training has been pulled back probably to the easiest it's ever been. Boss has really been on me the past couple of days and not letting me train real hard, only get a few sets in. But he just knows that's how I go, and if he lets me, I'll train way more and way harder. He's pulled the reins back on that, but it's really, of course, it's showing in my body. Best I've ever looked this morning, and only going to improve, now that we're adding in foods. Very excited. Today we're just going to touch up a few of the issues that we've continued to work on the past few days. The shoulder, chest area that you guys know has kind of been an issue, as well as the short head of the bicep. We worked the bicep last night. We actually worked the backside a little bit, hit the tricep and the lat a little bit as well. And then he's done some stretching on me, and he's also done some chiropractic where we have popped my humerus, getting it to sit back in the joint a little bit, which has caused better mobility and essentially...
my key today.
I like the jersey.
That jacket is cool.
It was a Nike X Ambush.
That thing was badass.
I think 2 years ago or something like that.
Pretty much the same. Packed is a little tight right in the spot still, but really mobility is best it's been. We're working on that same spot.
How about rotation and leaning forward? No, looks good, huh?
And then maybe low back into the glutes. Just see if we can just gain some mobility there as well. But otherwise, that's too good, We're definitely making progress.
So the right goes first when there's no traffic. When there is a crossroad,
What's right? Who's
Like
right?
the one coming
the one who
over.
comes from that side.
Problem was none of these guys were waiting.
So-
So we couldn't turn left because they were going.
You needed to turn right.
We needed to turn left.
You're sure you went the right way?
No.
No.
We followed the GPS.
There was cars that went that way, but it was...
Since down.
And then you came from above.
Yeah.
Maybe the Navi sent you from above because there was more traffic jam. The way we went the last 2 days is I would say the official way I always go.
There's so much traffic coming out of the city, And so we
It was
just
trying
didn't
to
know
figure out
who had the right
way.
way. Yeah.
And these cars weren't stopping.
Yeah, you need to wait.
Right, we did, but then the guy behind us is honking like we're supposed to be
because-
going, so we were so confused.
No, you did the right thing.
Okay.
That's Vienna.
That you did absolutely. He maybe was a note that you could have gone between and.
Yeah, Martin's like, okay, go, don't go.
No,
don't go.
Literally, I told her, I said, what he's expecting is in London, they weave. One person goes, oh, there's enough space out
Yeah.
and they're trying to run and gun. I'm like, we're not doing that in a rental car.
As I told you yesterday, it's not allowed in Austria like in America to turn right when it's red. You will get fucking serious problems.
I landed in Heathrow. I was gonna drive to Birmingham.
Which is quite okay because it's just the M4 up. There is no city or anything like that.
But even then, I was like, I can't drive. I'm not driving in London to get out of the city. So I just said screw it and paid a taxi to drive me all the way to Birmingham.
Yeah.
It was like $100, but I was like, I don't care.
Bodywork has been drastic improvement for me. I obviously get bodywork at home. We're doing a lot of it, but doing this every day and kind of addressing small issues slightly, going through them has been a big difference for me. Boss owns a massage clinic realistically here. Super cool. He's a business partner with another man named Klaus, who is a chiropractor. He is a massage therapist. He's a PT. He's honestly a jack of all trades, and he's one of the best people that's ever worked on me. I'm very excited to display a new front lat spread, a new back lat spread for you guys. And honestly, we're gonna see some detail in my rear double that we have never seen before, because I'm able to open up my T-spine area like we've talked about, and really, we address that area a lot. Super happy with the results there.
Ah, that's very good.
Bump is gone.
Lying there, how the lap falls down within that hole,
Yep.
You see that little holes? They are new. Because when it just stands, they are not flexing anything. How the skin falls in and that it is sharp around that. You see that's totally sharp, and the skin is completely attached to it. even in a relaxed state. You see when I shift that, it's just crazy cool. That are the details actually I go for when I'm taking a look if people are in shape or not in shape. And sometimes people don't understand why I don't need good light, because we have not good light here. But those little details, they have no connection to light. They are there or they are not there. And that's much more objectivate for me to evaluate leanness or such things over those things as how impressive actually a picture looks like. Because with light you can fake all, with angles you can fake all, with shadows you can fake all, but that you can't fake.
They're like, everyone's talking about, he's pasty white, he has no detail, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but when you see it, you know. Also, you've been looking at my body forever, so we know like things have to be crispy. Like but this is in for me, we're pretty damn close. I've never seen, I mean, my hips have never been this dug out.
Yeah.
And then like this is new. This is deeper than it's ever been.
Absolutely.
Like if Detroit, that was the one thing they maybe said that they didn't like because we were too full. Remember they said that this wasn't very detailed? This is way deeper than. That's without a bunch of food yet.
Let me see something. When you do a front double, can you elevate one of that leg? No, the other one. Like you did it now. Do we like that? I think we like that.
Jeez.
When it comes to aesthetics, you know, that's just next level. Because then, actually, then after that pose, everything should be over. It should be the classical, okay, you don't need to pose anymore, just go. Lifetime goal of every bodybuilder is to be sent back after 2 poses.
Martin back in line.
That's the thing you want to hear once.
Man, like, can you imagine what Phil felt like in 13?
Yeah, Phil back in line.
Phil back in line. Everybody else for second place. Like, holy fuck. Yeah, no, that's like a walk-off home run.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, and you were just like, bye. That's my favorite Phil ever. Some people like his littler looks better, but that one was just a combination of the.
That was the last year where the stomach still was okay.
Yes. 13 was his biggest, his best. 11 was maybe just as good,
But not as full.
but not as just absolutely full-blown just wildness. At that point, Kai was really good. To finish up that tissue work, honestly, that was one of the best sessions I've had. We really found a spot that's probably a major issue for me, and honestly, what is locking my T-spine up. My actual mid-back teres trap is like glued to my spine. So we just spent 45 minutes with just an elbow in there, just slowly working it off my spine because we don't want to cause too much inflammation or damage right now. We got as deep as we could, but it really made my front lat spread look incredible, and also flattened out my rear lat spread, which is something we've talked about, how I'm rounding too much. Well, honestly, because I can't open up. Now I'm able to get a little more open. So very excited to see what I look like post-workout. As I told you guys, we're depleting until the workout, so I'm just doing some chicken here. This is 250 grams of chicken raw, cooked it down. It's probably about 130 grams. And then I'm working on, this is my 2nd liter of water. So we have 7 liters of water today, and we had 7 grams of salt today. We'll just slowly be working through that. So water will probably finish this down with this meal and get onto the 3rd liter, and I'll finish this down. We'll go drink some coffee, and then we will do a protein shake and get a small, like I said, depletion session, and then we start to eat. Depletion workout, hit some shoulders, some arms, little back, a little chest. Very, very easy. As Boss says, no funny business, but we went in and got some pump with Boss. This has been awesome to have him, and also working on some cues and some tips to really make sure that we're optimizing training, guys. As I come out of this and we're done with the show, the next thing is I have to improve. We need a bigger chest, we need bigger arms, and we need to improve that back mobility, and that's all gonna happen through finer details. So that was something that we worked on today, as things that I'll be able to implement in the future and not train me too hard. You guys know I would love to beat my own ass and train as hard as I always do, but that's not beneficial for the show, so we do what's necessary to win. Boss, you fixed my back so much today. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we need to ask him what
to tell the other therapists to
What
do?
to do? Yeah, sure.
Because I've never had my, like it's been a couple years since my spine has opened up this way. I can feel body is actually sitting straight up and down versus the hunch, the hump.
And he's just not doing one thing.
Yeah.
He learned so many different.
For anyone else to get to this, like how he has, I've gotten it slightly, but usually they have to abuse me to get to it. Able to do it today without
No, for example,
causing any stress. I didn't grimace, nothing.
One point how he works is when he needs to release something, before he's releasing it, he's softening it.
Yeah.
So he's not going into the blocked muscle
hard
and does it. He's softening it. Then when it's for him the right softness, then he starts to manipulate.
Yeah.
That's the point. So the first work he did was in a clinic where paralyzed people are. The second he did was at the biggest Vienna football club, soccer. Excuse me.
I knew.
And then I employed him. Yeah. It's that's what I said before. You see today the skin is very, very tight and attached to everything. You can shift it, but it stays attached.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing.
So we're back at the car. We got a coffee. We walked around a little bit. We got to see the American Embassy. You can't take pictures there, so we did not film anything because we didn't want to get in trouble. We're back at the car. Boss said, drink a protein shake. We're gonna head to the gym. We're gonna get my final pump in, and then we're gonna have a look at me, and then we start the carbing up process like I talked about earlier. So I have this little bit of water here. I'm gonna mix this protein up, drink it down, and then when we get to the gym, I'll make my intra, my pre-workout, and that'll be a good way for me to get another liter at least in of water. And then we'll pump around, get a look at me kind of in this depleted state, but already some cool things that we're seeing on my physique that's new detail that we've never seen before. And like you guys were kind of hearing us talk, Boss and I have seen some things on my body today that we've never seen before. So like the ab line here, that's new. My hamstring literally looks like it's stitched together. The skin is so tight. My skin texture overall, and then just how deep my hips are dug in right now really look insane. So as I pump around, it's gonna look even better. This will be my best look ever, and then we just get to improve on it. As you guys have watched every show, every peak, we're learning, we're taking notes, and we're getting better and better. And this isn't gonna be no different. So we're gonna put a better Martian on stage. Very excited to do this, and very excited to pump around. See you at the gym. Alright guys, we're at the gym, mixing up a pre-workout. I got my Samson Dauda grape bloodshot here. I'll be doing 2 scoops of this. We're also gonna be doing 15 grams of EAA, and we're gonna go get a little pump on. Boss is here to pull the reins on me. Sure I don't do anything crazy. We'll just probably do like one exercise of each body part, pump some blood around like Boss said, beat the muscle a little bit more, activate the muscle a little bit, get a look at me, and then we start pouring the food in. So get a 30, 45 minute workout, 15 minutes of posing, and then we start to eat. And that's really the rest of the day is just eating and build, chill, and you guys know the drill.
Let's call it the Phil Heathrow.
Honestly, my favorite part of this whole journey and weekend or time in Vienna has truly just been spending time with Boss. I think that having this coach and athlete relationship that we have is very important, but also getting to know him more as a person. He's such a beautiful human in and out, not just as a great coach, not just as a great mentor.
It's a good one, isn't it?
It's great.
For that movement, it's really 10. It's really a nice machine. It's not called like it should be.
No, not named right, but most of them are.
No, that's the funny thing, you know.
Especially with back.
Then just, if you are not sure as a company, then just call it row.
Comfy row.
Yeah.
Like you said, just pick a back that's really good. The Dorian row.
Yeah, or something like that.
The Phil row.
It's just so fun, and you can see how excited he is to show us his city that he loves so much. And there was so much to take in. I love soaking in the culture. I love learning new things. I'm very nerdy when it comes to this stuff.
This is the one muscle group that I benefited the most by really backing down. I grew a lot of tissue by doing stupid heavy stuff. But as I've gotten bigger, the heavy stuff just bangs me up so much it doesn't do me as good as I feel like now.
Now the point with, for me, heavy is always kind of kin, but it must be right heavy. That's the point.
Yeah,
If you
using momentum and
if I would go like that, I would point it out that way. Bodybuilding is a symmetry sport, and it's not just about overall growth. So when lifting heavy and you have an exercise, and to explain it better, let's take a squat. And you can squat motherfucking super heavy. But the process you get your weight up is not only your legs, because it's a half good morning. You also do it with the lower back, and with the erectors, and with it all. You train heavy. For getting a good bodybuilder, it's probably pure shit, because your waist will grow. Yeah, you will get more blocky. You will have a huge overall muscle growth because of the weight stimulus. But it's actually not bodybuilding, because you need to get out to the best symmetry. It needs to be heavy, it needs to be as heavy as possible, but it needs to be heavy for the target muscle. And heavy for the target muscle sometimes is less weight than overall heavy I do with a lot of accessory muscle. Thing you need to deal out. And I think a lot of the process that waistlines are getting better again is because of the people trained more clever than people trained, I would say, 20 years ago. For sure, a little bit will be based on how stupid they were with drugs also. But the way of training has even a bigger impact on that.
I know that's why my waist is good, because it could have, if I would have kept trying to force that squatting 5 plates and all these things. This was pretty small when I first started. I didn't even really have diastasis, right? And after my first really hard push up in weight, I did 10 ounces of meat every meal, which one was, I think, part of what stretched this out as well. Squatting that kind of weight with that kind of food in my stomach was also an issue. Then, so, you know, all of those things being fixed now, and then, like you said, it can row 1,000,000 pounds, but I'm using lats, trap, bicep,
everything.
And then that's why my back was so bound up and not really detailed. It moved. Branch could move a ton of weight too, but his back had no detail because it wasn't working individually. And shoulder blades aren't working.
Then the second thing comes, it's first the development and later the degradation, because then the injuries comes. Then you have atrophied muscles. Then the symmetry get even worse. And that's something where a lot of old bodybuilders, which still have a lot of mass, but their symmetry is getting worse and worse and worse, and that's based exactly in that. And then we have other examples, like I would say Dexter Jackson, who really is one of the role models of that. He, even with his age, he could kept his symmetry or get even better, because the way he trained was just much more targeted, much more bodybuilding-like, which doesn't mean that you don't need heavy weight. You need the right stimulus, but have the most possible heavy weight on your target muscle. And one more, that's it.
I had to kind of learn, okay, this is an exercise. I can fail in this machine, not hurt myself, but stay in the target muscle as long as I can without essentially form failure, if you will. Coming back to Brett now, it's like, I have both of them. I know the form that I need and the weight ratio, and he can help me push it up a little bit. He can get me a couple extra reps, but it's more refined. And before, when we were in Denver, there was moments where we just picked the movement and just try to fucking kill each other. And whoever got the most weight won. But there was knee issues and shit that we were dealing with because of it. So now we've been able to mitigate that as well.
And one more. Good. And one more. That's and two more. One.
like we talked about. My 230 versus 300 is, you gotta beat it with refinement and perfection. You can't play a game that somebody else can beat you at. That's like playing football and running the ball when you don't have a good running back.
Yeah.
The other team runs the ball and they win, so that's why you're running the ball. Doesn't make sense. That's the one thing I respect about Phil so much, is why everybody else was doing this certain thing. Phil's like, no, I'm just gonna do my thing.
Your personal best.
I'm gonna train with 2 or 3 plates.
Exactly.
And that's how I grow. And I eat what I want to eat, and this is how I diet. And like, he just played his own game.
For me, Jay is one of the biggest and best spokesman the sport has. If, for example, if we go to that very sad scenario that there will come a day that Arnold isn't here anymore. The only guy who can replace that is Jay. Only one. The charisma he has, the smile he has, he just brings the full package.
Yes.
He just brings the full package. Very good. And a very important lesson with the word super, everything gets better. So it's not a vertical chest press, it's a super vertical chest press. That's everything about super. It's a super vertical chest press. No time for just vertical chest press. Try once to keep the shoulder back in the movement. Keep the shoulder back, just use the pecs. And don't go more forward than the pecs can do it. Just pull it with the pecs, And exclude the front delt, which is always too tight. Much better like that. And one more. Good. It's better, because you know, with that flying movements, when you involve too much front delt, that tightness and that stiffness is even get more tense, and that's, you know, our problem in a few of the poses. But when you get totally open, just do it out of the chest, exclude the delt, you can benefit more chest-wise, and it has a passive mobility improvement.
I can feel just from him opening that middle back that I can get more arch and get more pec. Before I couldn't even get this much pec out of it, honestly.
Because always when you don't have the stability in the chest area, you will get front leg dominated in all pressing or fly movements. Don't rotate it with the front delt. So also here, go into that angle. That's the angle. Flex a little bit just, and you just you keep that angle. I take your elbow, and you rotate it up just over this. You see, that needs to stay soft. That's the only thing you need to do. No activation. Yeah, it stays soft. Go into that side, Faka. Yes. Yes. When it gets heavier, don't use the front delt. Keep the elbow position. Good.
I don't have.
When you go that way.
That's why I usually use elbow driven, but then I don't let the hand rotate at all. I can a bit better in the delt for sure. Or cuffs sometimes help too.
Cuffs is also fine.
I think want to work on everything.
Yeah, for sure. That's really why we need to eliminate it. I think that's why they did that.
Put your head on there. Yeah.
Still silly, but makes sense, or is it just a fancy Italian shit?
No, it's better.
Okay. Sometimes they have a clue. That is a hand.
To what?
It took me 15 years to see that
is a hand getting
is a hand.
It's all the broken fingers.
Years and years of training, I was trying to figure out what the fuck is that, until I knew it's just a very, very strange.
Very broken finger.
But it just has 4 fingers, so it must be one of the Simpsons. stress the shit out and go into deep contraction. Contraction, 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 contraction. And go up. And one more. And the front double to the mirror. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. And face front. Front double. Yes. Side chest. Triceps. Side triceps. Yeah. And the most muscular. Very good. Time to eat. Flat as fuck.
If you told anyone else that, they'd say we were lying. You're not flat.
Really flat.
No, I'm flat. Yeah. The post-workout look is best look of my life. It's very, very, very flat. It's very, very hard. But the condition that we're seeing is new things on me constantly. Boss went over and kind of reiterated to you guys is we're seeing new detail on my abs that we've never seen before. Just standing. Skin is very tight. It's very almost bound to the abs themselves. So it's not moving. My legs are the most detailed and craziest they've ever been, no question. And we're seeing new and improved detail in my low back. And that's in my trouble area, my issue area, and somewhere that is the only place I feel like doesn't display the conditioning as well as I want it to, and this time it's going to. So the low back is nasty peeled out, the skin is very tight back there, and I'm gonna attribute a lot of that to just dieting this whole year. It's been good for me. Continue to dig into this, get some of that baby fat off, if you will, and just become a more mature, more dense bodybuilder over these past few months. Very happy with the improvements we made, and now we get to start eating today. So we're roughly gonna put in about 700 carbs and just see what happens. During the Olympia, that first day, I usually end up losing a little bit of weight or holding in that same area, but just getting harder and better. Today, the plan was 6 liters of water, 7 grams of salt. We nailed that down. Very happy with the look here, getting ready to go to bed. And now we just slap on a little tan, get ready for tomorrow's travel day. All right, Martian, so you just had a look at me. Like boss said, flat, 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 but super happy with this. Conditioning is insane. Best it's ever been in my life. Now we get to put food in. So I showed you guys at the Airbnb, Elevate 150 grams of apple pie here. I'm going to have this with the 200 milliliters of ice melt. Have this little mini travel scale with me that is the perfect buy, and you can get it on Amazon. It's actually for coffee is what most people use it for. We're gonna do 200 milliliters of rice melt. I finished my second one of these and then filled it back up. It's actually 1.5 liters. This morning I lied to you. I had 3 liters instead of 2 because I thought this was a liter bottle. But we've got 3 liters down. Then I had another liter while we trained. So I'm 4 liters deep and I have 3 more to go for the day. I'm going to make this cream of rice up in the microwave and then I'm going to put 10 grams of almond butter on there. This is cleanest almond butter I've ever seen. They even take the skin off the outside, so it digests really well and just goes along with how we do things. I'm gonna go throw this in the microwave, get this mixed up, put some almond butter on it, and that'll be meal number 1 going down. Stir this up with a butter knife for now, and I will find a spoon in a second. I want to get this cooking because I want to eat. So I'm hungry, and we still have a good bit of food to get in today, so don't want to be messing around. This thing is not plugged in right now. Meal is made up: 10 grams of almond butter, 150 grams of cream of rice, Elevate, and 200 milliliters of rice milk. So you guys know the process if you've been following along. We did the same stuff for the Olympia and it works perfectly, so we ain't gonna change shit now. Keep running the same stuff we've been doing. We know this digests perfectly. We know that this fills me out nicely and also keeps me very dry. So these are the things that you have to cross every T, dot every I. We have calculated and effective data from 3 shows now: Detroit, New York, and the Olympia. And now we're just gonna improve off of that. Conditioning is already better. Now we just fill it in and see what happens, honestly. It's gonna be pretty cool to watch. We eat this down, and it sounds like we maybe go stroll around a Christmas market and just keep moving this food around, help digestion with a little bit of a walk, and just spend time with the beautiful people that are here with us. Can't wait to do it, and I'm really excited to eat this meal. Bites in, that's like insulin spike. My body's processing. My body was begging for food, and that's why he don't let me do stupid stuff and train too hard or pound too much or burn too much energy, because if I would have done that, or we would have posed too long, I would have went really flat, went hypo, caused my body some stress. We don't want to do that. So boss knows best, so we listen to boss and we look the best. I didn't bring extra cream of rice, but we have rice cakes, so I'm making bodybuilder cereal essentially. So I broke the rice cakes up, poured the rice milk in here, and I'm gonna put the almond butter on here. This meal will be ready to go. And I have my chicken and rice meal right here. All of the food that we need. So that one, Jake?
Yeah.
They take bread and cook it, and then take the cheese and warm it up, and then, you know, scrape the cheese onto the... That's why I wanted to see him do it.
Oh, that's sick.
When you translate it, it's Christmas man.
How do you say it?
Weihnachtsmann.
Weihnachtsmann.
Is that him?
It's Christmas man.
Is that Christmas man?
That's Christmas man, yeah.
Christmas is my favorite time of year. So today going to the Christmas market was an absolute blast. Christmas spirit just gets me giddy like a child, and I loved every second of it. From getting to see the Christmas tree to learning about new foods and their Christmas traditions, which is really interesting. But it's just been fun. It's been an awesome experience, and being here with my people again is what this is all about. I get to live my dream with the people I love, take them on an experience and journey as well, and we get to all soak it in and have as much fun doing it. So this has been an absolute honor and privilege, and we'll be back. Got some plans to maybe come back over here next year sometime early and do a little bit more exploring, maybe get to eat some food actually, because I just had to watch Jake eat food today. It was awesome. I love this so much. I couldn't be more thankful for this as my job. Tell you guys anything is, if you got a dream, chase it, because if you catch it, it's the most badass thing on the planet.
What do you like in the market?
Honestly, this is really cool. I love Christmas. It's for sure my favorite holiday. If you guys have been following for a long time, you know I'm a big child. So I'm like a 10-year-old here just looking around. It's so cool to see all this stuff. Only thing that sucks is that I don't get to eat anything right now, but bodybuilding is my favorite thing on the planet, and I don't care about that. I will get to eat that stuff later. I'll get to have that stuff when we come back in January or whatever. But just getting to enjoy this time with the people I love is awesome, and then soaking in something completely new, a cultural experience we've never had before, seeing food we've never seen before, and just an environment that we don't have in America. This isn't something that's really big in America. There is some things like this, but it's really cool to do it in a different country, see all the cultures here. And then also the city of Vienna, like we talked about with Boss, it's so multicultural. We're seeing so many different people here, and all the cultures kind of blended together. And you're seeing that with the food and everything, and it's just really cool. I really enjoy this part of it, and just having fun, and I'm still getting to eat my meals and still carving up like we're supposed to and still doing all the necessary bodybuilding things, but also enjoying our time in Europe.
Paris lived there. When it comes to the best room, you think it was that on the
100%.
top? You think so?
Yeah.
Or some of the corner ones? Or that
No, that one under the clock. That sounds delicious. Apple crumble and hot custard. Oh my.
Apricot.
Next meal.
It's just
Half of this rice, half of this chicken, and I'll eat some blueberries when we get back to the hotel, or to the Airbnb. 300 grams of rice cooked. What is that? 200
it
carbs?
should be more than 300 cooked.
Well, yeah, wait. I mean, 300 raw.
Yeah,
is,
300 raw is about nearly 1 kilogram cooked.
No, but how many
In
carbs?
carb,
200, right?
220. 220, something about that.
So I'll eat about 110 of it, and then I'll eat in another hour and a half, 2 hours, so I'll eat the other half.
This has been the coolest experience when it comes to meeting the people that support me, that love me, that watch our content. Being in a different country and literally having kids skip their university class to come get a picture with us at the Christmas market, it just makes me smile. I would have been that kid that would have gone and done that same thing and tried to find my favorite bodybuilder. It really just warms my heart and makes me smile huge that I'm that guy for somebody.
I just shot those guys. You want to get a picture?
I love this so much, and I know when I got to meet Jay for the first time and Branch for the first time, I still have both those pictures and they mean the world to me. To do that for somebody else and to think that I actually influence these young men in any way, shape, or form is awesome to me. So I went from being that kid to being the guy that they look up to, and you can do it too. Don't sell yourself short. If you love this, chase it, and someday we might be bumping elbows.
We're back for our last meal and wrapping things up for the night. So I had a meal of chicken, rice, and pineapple again, and then now I'm about to eat my last meal here, which is another cream of rice meal. I have 150 grams of Elevate, I have 200 milliliters of rice milk, and I have 15 grams of almond butter. Eat this down. This is my last meal of the night, and as we're wrapping things up, I am going to put my first layer of tan on. This one's just going to be an easy self-apply. I'm going to do most of it. I'll probably have Jake finish up my back here. But this one's just a light one and just kind of get things started and get things rolling. We started on Wednesday for the Olympia and I competed on Friday. I want my tan to be a little bit darker than it was at the Olympia. So we're gonna do that by starting tomorrow. And then also I'm gonna have one extra day because pre-judging is actually on Saturday instead of Friday like it was at the Olympia. This will turn out perfect. We'll just get this layer on tonight. And really just to wrap things up, guys, I'll be making a little bit of rice for tomorrow, kind of getting started for having a few meals as we're gonna pack things up. Every bag is gonna be ready. We're gonna take off from this Airbnb about 7 o'clock in the morning, head to the airport, be on a plane by 9:30 in the morning, and I will be to Prague by 10:30 in the morning. Puts us in a really good position. Get there, get checked into our Airbnb. We can check in around 11 or 12, which will be the time that everyone gets in. We kind of coordinated to where everyone plane ticket kind of lands at the same time. So Brett rolls in about 11 o'clock. Uber comes in from the UK at about 10:30. We roll in at 10:30. Jake and Carter are gonna be coming on the train and they're gonna land in there they'll probably be there about 9 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning. So they'll be ready and waiting for us. And we'll all get the whole group together. We'll head to the Airbnb and we'll just kind of get things rolling.
How does it feel that today was the last day you're starving for a long time?
We were just talking about that on the train today, honestly, and I didn't know that I need to shut it down and improve and grow and get better. I would love to continue to compete this year. Like, I'm not tired, I'm not wore out, I'm not wore down, I'm not grumpy. I literally walked around today for the whole day. We went to the Christmas market, we walked all over town. We got to see lots of cool things, and I love this. I literally get to live my dream from the time I was a little kid, and it's my job. So I couldn't be more excited. I would love to go back into starve mode. I would love to do another show, but I know as a bodybuilder and someone that wants to be Mr. Olympia, we need to take some time, improve, and come back the next time I step on stage and drop jaws just like we've done each time that we've got on stage. My job is to get better and to be Mr. Olympia, and to do that I need to take time off. But if I didn't have to, I definitely wouldn't. I love this, and I'm having the most fun I could ever possibly have, you know? You go back home and work construction or eat some bodybuilding meals and be hungry every once in a while. I'll take the being hungry and travel the world with my best friends and do this fun stuff and get to call this my job is absolutely crazy. Very thankful for this. I love this so much, and I'm really happy to share the journey with you guys. I hope that you guys can take something away from this, grow from this, fall in love more with bodybuilding, or use this in your own prep.
Happy to have you guys along. Love you, Martians, and we will see you tomorrow. Martian.